Why does Kiyosaki often say a house is a liability, not an asset? He argues pretty strongly that if your house is your largest investment, you're in trouble. Because, while a home might appreciate over time, hopefully, it also has significant ongoing expenses, right? Mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, all that ties up capital that could be invested elsewhere, making money. He even uses his wife's parents as an example. They were forced to move because property taxes got too high after they retired. It's a stark illustration.
Yeah, and if we dig into that, what we see is the rat race for the middle class is often characterized by something he calls bracket creep. Your income goes up, maybe you get a raise, but then your expenses tend to rise right along with it, often fueled by debt, to maintain a certain lifestyle or buy more liabilities like a bigger house or a newer car. And this, he says, is high-risk living caused by weak financial education, unquote. It leaves people financially vulnerable, often totally dependent on their next paycheck, on their employers. Their money is constantly flowing out.
Okay, now, this next part. This is where it gets really thought-provoking, maybe even a bit controversial for some. Kiyosaki directly challenges that popular Robin Hood idea, tax the rich to help the poor. He argues, quite bluntly actually, that this ideal has actually caused more pain for the poor and middle class. He doesn't mince words. He calls Robin Hood a crook.
Right. And he gives some interesting historical context for this view. Income taxes, he points out, were often initially temporary things. Introduced to fund wars like against Napoleon or the U.S. Civil War. They only became permanent later, 1874 in England, 1913 in the U.S., and the initial argument was that they would only hit the rich. So the big question he raises is, how did this backfire, according to him? Because the rich, using their financial knowledge, found an escape hatch, and that escape hatch was the corporation.
Yeah, he explains that a corporation isn't like a physical building, it's just a legal document, a legal entity. But this entity offers huge advantages, generally lower income tax rates than individuals pay, and crucially, the ability to pay many expenses with pre-tax dollars. He talks about how things that seem personal vacations disguised as board meetings, car payments, health clubs, even meals out can potentially become legitimate company expenses. Plus, corporations offer a layer of legal protection, shielding personal assets from lawsuits.
Exactly. What's really insightful here is his framing of it as a continuous kind of war between the haves and have-nots. The rich, he argues, don't just sit back and accept new taxes. They react strategically. They use their resources, sharp lawyers, smart accountants, sometimes political influence to find legal ways around them to minimize their tax burden. And that's why financial literacy, especially understanding the law and tax codes, gives such a vast advantage. It allows the rich, often legally, to pay less in taxes proportionally than people earning far less. It's this dynamic game of adaptation.
Okay, so given this complex financial world, Kiyosaki says